All right, my fellow GLP-1 users, future users, past users, this is video number 3 on my experience on the GLP-1. And as I've already covered in my other 2 videos, the decision I made to start GLP-1, that thought process, then my experience while on the GLP-1, and this is my experience being off of the GLP-1. And I think I've learned quite a bit, not only about the way my body adapts to the differences in the weights, um, but also the focus that's needed to relearn just about everything that you know about weight gain, weight loss, maintenance, all that good stuff. So, if I can, I'd like to talk about some of the things I focus on to maintain my weight loss. And I've been at my goal weight, I guess you can call it that, for about 17 months, I guess. And I'm 2 years last week when I first started GLP-1. So some of the things that I focus on, I think are critical on maintaining your weight loss. First and foremost is understanding macros and understanding how the macros affect your weight gain, your appetite, your insulin spikes. All of that is so important to understand how to maintain. If you don't understand the differences between protein, your fats, and your carbohydrates and how that affects your body, I feel that you're going to fail because I've always failed because I didn't understand any of that. Understanding the number of calories for each of those macros and understanding the importance of the protein intake and then the carb intake, and then you need some fats, but being able to balance your fats up and down to maintain. Um, so your macro habits have got to change for you to be able to maintain. Um, what I use is I use my Fitness Pal to log every single day, and I log everything, and that keeps me extremely focused. And some people are like, that's too much of a pain in the neck. It's more of a pain in the neck to try to lose weight again and feel crappy because you gained all your weight than it is to every day force a habit into maintaining your weight. Because I'm telling you, it is so much easier to maintain your weight than to try to lose. I've gone through it. And that trying to lose weight and gain it and lose it and gain it and lose it, it's it's exhausting mentally, physically. Psychologically, everything is just awful. So one of the things I have done using my Fitness Pal is I can balance those macros. I can go into the goals and I can move my macros up and down to balance out the number of calories I'm getting a day, and then focus those calories into what I feel I need for that day based on the previous day, either my workout or no workout, rest day, or maybe I want to gain a little weight, or maybe I want to lose a little weight. And especially if like you're coming back from vacation, being able to understand the macros while you're on vacation and what you do while you're on vacation. Because I take some pretty intense vacations where I eat a lot of food. So be able to understand the macros when you're getting back from vacation, how to utilize those to be able to um, get to your base weight or your goal weight quickly, I think is critical. Um, the second thing I think is really important is your resistance training. And I choose to lift weights for a variety of reasons. One, I'm 60 years old. I want to maintain muscle mass, and balancing that with the protein intake and ensuring that I work out and work out intensely is the key to maintaining your maintenance. Muscle burns so much more calories than fat. And one of the things I've realized is that the more muscle mass you have, the more those muscles absorb glycogen from all of the carbs and fats. I could be wrong on the fats, but anyway, the non-protein items where your body stores, your muscle burns through that a lot quicker because the glycogen is going to go to your muscles first. Then your muscles will burn through that. I've experienced it over and over again have understanding that because of my muscle mass, that glycogen, those extra carbs burn off much quicker than when I was not as much muscle mass. um, so resistance training, I train 6 days a week. I have a split that I do Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday is my recovery day. It's so important, not only the resistance training, I also do one or two 30 to 40-minute walks per day, just to maintain that cardio part of it as well. I refuse to run just because I don't like it. And I walk at a pretty good pace, and I walk outside when I can, when the weather permits. So resistance training, and I'll create another video on what I do for resistance training, my splits, what that looks like, what I've seen to help grow muscle, and not lose muscle as you're maintaining. So those are the two most important items. And the third is stocking your pantry, fridge, or whatever with the proper foods. You're going to eat what's in your house. So if you load up on Snickers bars and Starbursts or whatever you like, you're going to eat the Snickers bars and the Starbursts and whatever you like. So I ensure that my pantry and fridge are filled up to match the macros that I want to eat habitually. So that again, protein shakes, a lot of good protein meats from ham, turkey, chicken, and the protein mixes I get are always going to be high quality. I do have protein bars, and those aren't the best, but they work great at a pinch. If you're starting to feel a little appetite, you chow down Bear Bells, 20 grams of protein for 200 calories. It's going to tide you over for the next hour until you have a good meal. Absolutely worth it. So those are probably the top three things that I feel you need to have to be able to maintain your weight loss once you come off the GLP-1. Lifestyle is critical. When I talked about those three areas that you need to focus on to maintain weight, well, that all wraps into your lifestyle, your habits, your daily habits, and having the discipline to keep those daily habits. I wake up at the same time every day. I have my habits and my morning routines when I'm going to work out. I also have my lifestyle. I know that when I go on vacation, I want to enjoy vacation. I want to eat some good foods. I want to eat some great desserts. So understanding that you're going to come back from vacation heavier than when you left. Just know it, accept it, enjoy it. And just know that, hey, if you go Sunday to Saturday on vacation, you know that on Monday morning or Sunday morning, whenever you're getting back, you know what your daily lifestyle routine is when you're back at home. You know you're not going to have that food in your pantry or your fridge or your little snack drawer or whatever. I say that because my wife keeps a little snack drawer with her yummy chocolates, and I know where it's at. She may hide it, but I smell it. So understanding how those macros will affect you when you get back, getting back into that lifestyle, those daily routines, getting back into your lifting immediately is, I think, also extremely important to encompass those three habits. So getting back into those habits of your daily macro habits, your food storage, if you want to call it that, and of course your resistance training, daily exercise, knowing you're going to get right back into that. The other thing that I do when I go on vacation, I'm going to stay somewhere where there's a gym. That's the first thing I look at is who has a gym, who has a gym with the equipment that I like to use. For instance, my wife and I will go to Disney World, and I'll stay at the Boardwalk Inn because I know their gym is spectacular. They've got all the equipment in there. They have a Smith machine. They've got dumbbells. They've got all sorts of cable machines, everything that you would want to lift to be able to maintain and to match your daily workout habit the best that it can. That's my first priority. Once I do that, cool, then I'll book and stay there. So I think that's pretty important as well. So daily lifestyle when you're at home, and making sure that you have a plan when you go on vacation, that you're going to enjoy the vacation, but yet you're not going to give up your exercise while you're on vacation. You need to be able to do both. So I think those are some good starting points, some good ideas to look at and plan within your own daily habits, daily routines. I firmly believe that if you do that, you'll be able to maintain and don't ever let up. Just know that you're going to have a daily discipline. This is your routine. This is what you're going to do. You're non-negotiable. I know that I'm going to work out every day. I know that Sunday is my recovery day, but even on my recovery day, I'm walking at least twice just to keep the blood flowing, keep the ligaments loose, tendons loose, and maybe do some stretches is I think critical in maintaining your sanity to have that one day. But I also know all those other days when I work out, I'm going to work out. I'm going to do my routine. I'm going to do my lifts on those days. And it is empowering when you have that discipline to do it. And it becomes more and more fun and enjoyable the more you do it. I think, just like anything else. Um, you can't compromise. You cannot compromise. If if I can wish this for everybody, it would be that you would know that on that day, whatever that is on your schedule, you are going to do it. And you're going to do the entire routine, because as soon as you start saying, oh, I'm going to skip a set, or I'm not going to do as many reps, or whatever it is, I feel that's your first step to doing less reps, less sets. And then pretty soon you're like, yeah, I don't need to work out today. I'm fine. I just worked out yesterday. And then your routine shifts, your habits shift, and then everything else starts to shift. You start to feel like, I'm not good enough. Then you start to question your confidence. And I think having those daily habits creates such a confidence in yourself, that discipline, that you feel like you can accomplish it and you're going to do it. So I'm just going to pace a little bit here as I finish this video up. And the reason I'm making these videos again is not to start some kind of financial success on YouTube. It's to therapeutically resolve and talk through what I've learned so I can keep mentally strong. And also, I know how difficult it is, so that if anything I say can help someone when it comes to the GLP-1, I absolutely want that to occur, because I know what it's done for me in my life and the change it's made for me. I'm happier, I'm healthier. I feel so much more freedom in who I am and what I'm able to accomplish. I literally feel like I can accomplish anything through doing this. And that really keeps me motivated to maintain where I'm at as well. Um, and I mentioned this in some other videos. I have seen so many people ask me, what my secret is or whatever it may be. And I've pretty much kind of told them, well, you're willing to work out every day? Are you willing to eat less? And are you able to focus on your proteins? And many people, they'll hem and haw and they won't commit. And in fact, I was traveling this last week, and one of the individuals that I was with was on GLP-1. They've been on GLP-1 probably 4 months. They've lost 10 pounds. And I was like, oh, it sounds like you're having some trouble there, losing weight. It sounds like it's not working for you. I didn't judge at all. I was just kind of empathizing. And then I watched as this individual ate 4 slices of pizza, big bowl of ice cream, slice of cake, and would make themselves sick because they're on GLP-1, but yet they just kept eating. They're like, oh, I'm full, but I want some cake. And I think that's something that many, many people go through, is that if you're on the GLP-1, it's not a magical shot or a drug. You need to change your habits. You need to change your lifestyle for it to work. It is a great tool. I'm absolutely a firm believer in it. But unless you're able to change your daily habits, start understanding how exercise affects you, doing your resistance training and understanding your macros and creating those macro habits, I feel like you're just going to fall right back into it. The stats are overwhelming in that direction. So I would just encourage all of you to have those 3 habits when you're on the GLP-1, to create those habits so that when you're off of it, you can use those same exact habits to maintain. Anyway, I'll create another video soon with my workout routine, my splits, so you can kind of see what I do to maintain my weight loss. my muscle mass, and feel good about who I am and direction I'm going. Thank you.